Greetings, YouTube. I know it might feel like you're looking at a very pixelated, almost beer goggles level distortion of a video. I've been trying to play with quality, but this was sent over to me compressed via the Line app, and what you see is what you get. So the quality won't be fantastic, but the stacking of the souls of Guillotine will be, and I know it feels like I've been more negative than usual, and other people have been more negative than usual when it comes to critiquing Act 6, and especially the true insult to the definition of dumpster fire after yesterday's absolutely tone-deaf new definition of the word tone-deaf from Webster's dictionary when it comes to the 4-star rank-up offers. And even for those of you who commented and defended that offer, you could probably agree that it was at least double the price of what it should have been for people who needed 4-star rank-up gems, Sig Stones, and Awakening gems for, in general, Act 3, Act 4, and beyond. So because of this, I also want to do some positive videos, because what Kabam has done really well this month is buff She-Hulk, Spider-Gwen, and then the surprise of all, Gamora, which directly affects me because Gamora was the first terrible 6-star pull seemingly I've had for months, and then she went from an absolutely terrible pull to an amazing champion. So Gamora allows Guillotine, who has not given herself her due until now, an amazing synergy that is a bit RNG dependent, but especially if you have deep wounds maxed out, could be freaking awesome when you make the opponent bleed and take advantage of some soul stacking. So we are going to talk about this, and I'll play the video as you can see. You see, Gamora's synergy with Guillotine gives Guillotine a 50% chance when striking a bleeding opponent to gain a soul. Now, it does have a 10-second cooldown, and so you will see that momentarily. But not only does Guillotine get that life steal with her attacks in the actual combo, but you can see that Guillotine is stacking up to 8 souls and then doing a special 3, which is the secret to success when you're playing Guillotine with the synergy. And the special 3 does over 60,000 damage, and keep in mind, this is a rank 5 4-star Guillotine, nothing like those of you who have ranked up your 5-star Guillotine, or maybe even your 6-star Guillotine can do. So, notice that he has done us a favor. This is Jason Wayne, by the way, a guy that sounds like a badass cowboy, and I would know something about badass cowboys because I teach in cowboy country, as we call it, in Stillwater, Oklahoma. But he has slowed the video back down so that we can see a little bit more of damage outputs whenever we get to that special 3. But before we get to the special 3, we want to take advantage of that 50% chance when striking a bleeding opponent to gain a soul. And like I said, if you want to try out the synergy for yourself and you have Gamora, just be aware that it works the best when you have deep wounds maxed out. Yes, it's a very expensive mastery, but at the same time, it is one of the best use of your units you can have because it guarantees all of your bleed champs will bleed longer for the opponent, and that will come in handy because there are so many OP bleed champs out there from all classes, really, in the game. So you'll notice the strategy is pretty simple. He's just looking at that soul counter next to the health bar and trying to get it at least past 5 and just keeping it at a special 3 in this case without activating it. So really, even though it's a Mystic champ, Mystic Dispersion's not going to do much in this case because you're looking to stack souls slowly over time. There's also a 10-second cooldown, like I said before, so you're really not going to give yourself a huge advantage for Mystic Dispersion either because while you're gaining power, you're still under the cooldown, so it's not like you can gain a bunch of souls real quickly after a special 3. Now look at the damage done after this. You'll notice gets old Winter Soldier, 67,122 damage, not counting, of course, the bleed damage that continues to tick away. And this is just another example of why 4 stars are still OP when it comes to certain content. Yes, I know that Act 6 is going to be designed to really have the best chance to save your units for 5 and 6 stars, but I've seen people with videos that have not only cleared the collector but beaten Act 5 without a single rank 5 4-star. That's how great some of you are in this community. I have so much respect for your skills. It's not even funny. And so, yeah, just rinse and repeat. Keep the special 3 where it's at. bait the special 1 when in doubt, but don't use your special 3 until you've stacked enough souls. Now, in this case, even though the 50% RNG hasn't been very friendly to him, as that soul stack has stayed at 2 for a while until finally it's at 3, you'll see that the bleed damage is still enough to do quite a bit of damage. Now he's at 4 souls, and I do think ideally you want to get to at least 5. The most that he was able to stack, he said, was against a Captain Marvel on Realm of Legends, which was, I believe, 12, and that did over 125,000 damage. In this case, he's at 4, but you'll see Winter Soldier is in that assassin range of health, under 18% now, down actually to 15%. And so he's able to get some lifesteal, dodge some specials, keep his attack health above 70%, actually around 79%. And then this special 3 will once again do a ton of damage and take Winter Soldier from 14% health down to 2% health, with the damage coming in at, again, 67,000. Of course, this is capped for Labyrinth of Legends at 50,000. So it's not like Guillotine is an amazing Labyrinth option. In fact, she's not a very good Labyrinth option when you consider the cap and just how long it takes with the cooldown to generate those souls. But a very interesting synergy option now that Gamora has been buffed. Kabam! Yes, we have understandably given you plenty of criticism regarding Act 6 and some of the tone-deaf offers, but thank you from the community for buffing Gamora, a champion that honestly we didn't expect. The beta test had She-Hulk and Spider-Gwen, but now that we have Gamora buffed, it's important to utilize those new synergies, especially the synergy with Guillotine. So, if you love fighting with Guillotine, and I gotta be honest, she was one of my first ever Awakened 4-stars, so I will always have a soft spot in my heart for Miss Guillotine. Comment below and let me know what your damage output has been. And if you have a video that you think showcases this as a 5-star or a 6-star, I think there's a 6-star Guillotine. I haven't pulled one personally, but maybe I'm making that up, but I think she's available as a 6-star. Either way, if you have a video that showcases this plus some, as this was kind of held to 67,000 damage as a cap for the amount of souls and just the general attack of a 4-star, send it over my way. Prof Hoff lineup, one word. And until next time, thanks again to Jason Wayne for making this video possible. Yes, it was grainy footage, but hopefully you still got the strategy and the beauty of the Gamora synergy with this improved champion.